All right. So sorry about the late start, but we're going to transition to our next panel here. I want to transition and throw the mic to Don Yamazi and Deb Stone.
Hello.
Hello. See, you are here and I can.
Yes, Alone. I think if you go on mute, Don, you're on mute. All right, and then Erin, you just need to mute your camera. Okay. All right. Don, you're on mute. Your voice is on mute.
Perfect.
Okay. All right.
Hey, Nanda. I see that you're in the chat. Awesome. Hi, everybody. I guess we are live, Deb. So
we are. Hi, everyone.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We're really excited to share our personal project today. Deb, I'm going to kick it in. You ready?
Go. Yes, please.
Let's kick this to go. All right. Can everybody see this?
Yes.
One single slide, Deb. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. We are here to talk about a new book project called Art of Change, and it's in support of Black Lives. I'm Don Yamazi.
And I'm Deb Stone. And this is our personal project. And we just want to caveat that this does not reflect the views or involvement of our respective companies at all. This is just personal Don and Deb project. So plus 100 artists. And, you know, some of you that have been saying hi have known us for a long time. Those of you who haven't, Don and I started working together 15 years ago. And I then moved to the East Coast and left Don. So we haven't worked together in 9 years, but this was a really amazing opportunity to come back together and do something that could bring people together.
So what we're about to share with you is a timeline of our project and how we created the project. Some of the images may trigger an emotion or a feeling, and please know we do not mean to offend, disrespect, or represent any person or event. The following slides are a look at 2020 and brought us to create a book to support Black lives. So December 31st, there were 45 cases of an unknown virus detected in China. On 2/28, Trump called it a Democratic hoax at a South Carolina rally. March 14th, Ahmaud Arbery is killed, but the public was unaware of this tragedy. And Breonna Taylor was fatally shot in Louisville, Kentucky. 2 unannounced police persons entered their premises, and the news was very localized. By March 18th, there were over 200,000 cases globally. California issues the first stay-at-home quarantine. Essential workers became our neighbors, our friends. People found new ways to get their food, get their goods, their toilet paper. Families were forced in with their children and education. And Zoom became the means of connecting for us professionally as well as personally. The world embraced a new way of working immediately. April 10th to the 24th, there are over 100,000 global citizens that have died. There's 1.7 million global cases. And this is the first time for many of us who have seen massive lives lost. And COVID affected millions of people around the world.
So, yeah. So where are we? We're at April 21st, 22nd. And Don and I just happened to be chatting, friendly conversation one day. And I was telling her how I was trying to explain the quarantine and COVID to my 3-year-old, and my explanation was that the world was sick, and you know, we couldn't go out and see our friends and family. And Don messaged me the next day and said, "Hey, you know, like that the world is sick is such a poignant thought. Like maybe we can bring some artists together and create a book to help young minds understand what's going on." So I was like, yeah, great idea. Like, let's start talking about it. And so we just started casually kind of figuring out, like, what does this mean? How do we, you know, how do we do this? And as time went on, we find out.
Yeah, May 5th, the video is publicly released of the death of Ahmaud Arbery, and the world is stunned and appalled. May 25th, George Floyd is brutally murdered by police, and for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, we watched in horror. Protesters marched for change. There were definitely some who took advantage of the situation. Some had bad intentions as well. Trump used the military force on peaceful demonstrators to take a photo that outraged the world. The marchers were diverse and global. All took a stand for Black lives. It was for George, Breonna, Ahmaud, Trayvon, Eric, and so many others that the world marched. And in that final picture down below is Los Angeles. We were there as well. Art helped to express and advocate. In fact, in Minnesota, the George Floyd mural became a destination to grieve, to honor, and to remember. George Floyd highlighted the inequities that persist in our society. And from our home, we were able to see and think and learn at a greater pace that we've ever had.
So at this point, we're watching the world change and trying to figure out how do we help? How do we create change? Feeling somewhat helpless, like I wasn't ready to go out to march in the streets of New York City because of COVID and everything that was going on. But at the same time, Don and I were talking about creating a book, right? And I was listening to a panelist and someone said, do what is in your power to make change, which reminded me of the quote, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." And to me, that just changed everything, right? It was like, Don, like that is our power, right? We have connections to the animation industry. Let's use, instead of making this book about COVID, let's focus our effort on a book that supports Black lives. And she was like, yes, like let's just like not even question it, right? Like let's move. So that's where the Art of Change was born.
Our goal with Art of Change is really to bring the animation industry together to make a difference by creating a book that supports Black lives through art. This is our original conceit, inspire the newest generation to own their future and make positive change. It's critically important that we all felt that. Everybody in the book had the same feeling about the purpose of this book. And then we also want to create a revenue stream for artists through their art. So that was something that's always been important for Deb and I in what we do. We love artists and jobs, heart and soul, heart and soul. So we reached out to our communities and we had dozens and dozens of Zoom calls. I don't know any of these people. So if you're in here, I'm sorry. I just took it from the internet. But we met with so many people to try to figure out what this meant and what this book could be and who should be in it and who would be interested and who cares. That was our main mission. And through that course of these multiple meetings, we realized that we needed two things, an advising group and a creative advising group, because artists don't know all of the subjects. So I'm gonna turn this over to Deb.
So we put out to everyone at that point who we had reached out to say who wants to join us.
Everyone on this Zoom thing.
Called Shape. Everyone who's not in that picture. Who wants to help shape what this is? Like at this point, it was pretty much a blank slate. So so from the top across, we have Brian Turner, who is a story artist. Underneath him, Max Perkins, Jerry Gaylord, and Penelope Gaylord, who are actually with us today, storyboard artist and illustrator. And then below that, we have Julian Rosaire and Aaron Spurgeon, who's also with us today, who's an art director, Matt Munn, animator, Megan Ruiz, who is a visual development artist, Kat Katane, who is a creator, and Jane, who has been our guiding production soul on this project. So this group met many times over the course of weeks to just hash out, like, what are we doing, right? Like, what's the plan for this book? There's all these books out there that, are like anthology pieces, and we did want each artist to have their own personal space in the book and have their own piece. But we also wanted it to be a bit of a narrative, so that way it wasn't just a book that you look at once and you put in your shelf and never look at again. Like, it was something we wanted people to go back to and to tell a story. So that was really important foundation for us to get to that point. And we started talking about what the book is in terms of format, right? So now we changed also from the book being about a children's book to this has to be teen to adult. So we don't censor anything. It'll be coffee table size, but at the same time, again, something that you want to go back to, and that pictures are really the driving narrative. So there may be words in there, but it's minimal in terms of what the narrative is.
And so how do we make this book, Deb? Like, you ready for the next slide about how we put it together?
Yes. So we started talking through what is the narrative, right? And we wanted to tell the story about yesterday, today, and tomorrow, and inspire change for tomorrow by giving a bit of a history of the past, right? And so we came up with the plan that if we had words to drive the art, that would help to create, to help each artist kind of create their piece. So we came up with a 15-word narrative. Yesterday, there were lives that faced injustice and pain, but through that rose heroes and gave us hope, right? And then today, we're still seeing brutality, which has created a new awareness and an uprising to seek the truth and create influence. And tomorrow, we want to see the change and equity, love, and justice for all of these beautiful lives. And so through this 15-word narrative, we then took all of the artists who wanted to join us at that time and said, okay, great, we're going to give you a random word and you're going to be part of a group. So it was 4 to 5 artists per word. And then they met, each artist group met weekly for, I don't know, a month, 2 months almost, to figure out what that word was, what that meant to them, and what each artist would do inside that word.
I kind of hit it.
So if you can see beyond the logo, this is our initial thumbnail galley of what came from the first version of creating art based on those words. So at this point, we're a little beyond this now. We have
Lots of
discovered
changes
through this process what we're missing, what else we want to tell in the story. So we've continued to bring on some more artists, which has got us to about 100 now, and filling in areas where we specifically need pieces.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so the Kickstarter will launch tomorrow. Actually, we just got it approved yesterday, which was pretty nerve-wracking, actually. That was a weird process, but thank you, Kickstarter. We love you. And then the schedule events is the Kickstarter kicks off tomorrow. We close on 12/23. We hope the Kindle will release in January and the book somewhere in May. Unless it can get out sooner, we will do what we can to get it out sooner. But that's the general overview of our schedule of events. Today, you can read more information on the Kickstarter. I think we're going to pivot now to the panelist. So I'm going to stop share and
we'd like
help us get full gallery. That would be great.
Yes, if all of our artists, we have about 15 artists here with us today, can join. I don't know. Yeah, if everyone can pop on, all of you 15 artists, there we go. Can the audience see everyone in gallery view?
Yes.
Hopefully.
The chat says yes. Excellent.
Great. So what we'll do is we'll quickly go through everyone and have them introduce themselves and explain why they're part of the book. So I'm just going to go in order of the way you're in my my window here. So Jerry, I kick it to you.
That's really cool. I get to go first. I like that. So yeah, I'm Jerry Gaylord. I'm a storyboard artist and freelance character designer, and sometimes comic book artist. Right now I'm working at Blizzard Entertainment the video game company. Being involved in the book is super important to me because, surprise, I'm Black. And, you know, I'm really, you know, obviously personally invested in the idea that everyone is able to see Black people as people and not some other or, you know, something to not be concerned about, you know, the whole fellow man idea.
Excellent.
Great. Aaron.
Hi, is it Aaron Spurgeon or?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
go, Aaron. Yeah.
All right. So, hi, I'm Aaron Spurgeon. I'm an art director at Warner Brothers Animation. I'm super happy to be here and very honored. The book to me is being part of this book has been so important because I feel like when you see those videos, what happened with George Floyd, and you hear what happened to Breonna Taylor and Ahmaud Arbery, it's oftentimes there's a feeling of helplessness and hopelessness, and how do you, what kind of format, like how, I felt like I wanted to do something or and say something, but like the way I communicate is visually, so this format for me was just perfect, just a great way to be able to help with the what do you call it, with the cause, I would say, in a way that like I think I could most clearly portray the ideas.
Excellent, Aaron.
All right. Pamela.
Hi. One sec. So hi everybody, I'm Pamela Hogaboom and I'm a Viz Dev artist also at Warner Brothers, but at Warner Animation Group. And what I really love about this book and project overall is that all of us are in some way a part of animation. And when you look at animation as an industry, it still has a desperate need to diversify. So when all of us come together and we take a hard stance of, yeah, of course, Black Lives Matter, it helps to also set the precedent that we want that equality and justice in our industry as a whole. So we want more Black directors, more Black writers, especially more Black women in animation. And putting that message out there as a collective, especially in a book like this, says, hey, we're here to help make these changes happen, both inside our industry and in the world outside of it.
The one thing we didn't get to say was that the group grew from animation to illustration and fine art. And we expanded through the network of artists who brought others on, which was really a very joyous thing to experience. Just want to add that in.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pamela.
Thank you. All right, Erin McDermott.
Hello, my name is Erin McDermott. I'm a design artist at 6 Point Harness and an editorial cartoonist. I was really excited about this project because I know representation is super important and everything we see, reflects our self-worth, how we perceive others, and we also see our place in the world. So I thought this was a great opportunity to chip away at the lack of representation. Don and Deb have been doing a great job. As they said, the group has grown a lot. There's a wide variety of artists, which I really liked about that a lot. So yeah, nice to meet you all.
All right, Keisha.
Hello, my name is Keisha Okafor. I'm a freelance illustrator, and I'm excited to be in this group and on this project because, being able to sprinkle some Black girl magic up in the space, as well as being able to celebrate Black lives through art. I'm really grateful to do that.
Excellent.
Thank you. Ray, even though your thing's titled Deb Stone.
I don't know what happened there.
Ray Crawford.
I am actually an imposter. I'm Ray Crawford. I am a designer for Scholastic Publishing, and I am a freelance illustrator and comic artist by night. And the part of what made this project really appealing to me was how many people were banding together to do it, and how the creativity was seen as this force for good. And I liked being able to have my gift translate to something that was going to actually help in this cause. Because I had been asking myself, how can I help and have it be a genuine action and have it be a meaningful action to me and others. So I am very grateful for this opportunity.
Awesome, thanks. Penelope.
Hey, hi guys, I'm Penelope Gaylord, and I'm a freelance illustrator and character designer. And a big reason why I wanted to join this project is just to sort of help move that super important conversation about Black Lives and Black Lives Matters, move it forward in the proper direction, and to just be able to do something within my skill set that I can do for this thing. Like, like I can't go out and protest and be a part of that kind of stuff. So this was like my own way of doing it.
Thanks, Penelope. How about Leon?
Hello, I'm Leon. I'm a character animator. I'm currently at Insomniac Games, and by night I write. And I'm part of this project because I want to be, part of the solution. Like a few people already mentioned that, there's in our industry, there's a very small amount of Black artists, animators, so on and so forth. And so one of the things why I'm part of this book and in general is to like be more visible. Because I think even as artists, we all draw and do our thing and then disappear. But now times that more as a Black artist, and like not many people can see us. So this is kind of a good way to like let people know that we are out here. There's a lot of creatives that are Black in this industry, and hopefully bringing more people to like have a young kid see, oh, there's someone like me who works in the industry and can do this stuff. So that's kind of like one of my main goals with this book and just in general as an artist.
Great. Benoit.
Hi, I'm Benoit. I currently am the head of story up in Montreal, Canada. I speak French, by the way, pardon my English, at Rodeo FX. And I'm also really, how do you say that? This is a big opportunity for me to join you on this adventure, because I feel from Canada that we can support, and I wish that I can inspire my friends to join and all together support this cause. I think that Black lives do matters, and yeah, it's sorry, I'm a little bit nervous here, but
you're doing great. You're doing great, Benoit.
Yeah, if I could say it in French.
Go ahead. Go say it in French.
Yeah, say it in French.
We'll catch up. Don't worry.
Well, just to be brief, but also, it's a piece that I feel that brings love and I also put things forward, subjects that aren't easy to talk about or to express. And being a white person with my friends and my Black friends as well, I just wish I can outreach a little bit more, because I do believe that it takes a planet to end this.
100%.
Yeah.
You make me cry, Benoit.
Michelle.
Hey, Michelle.
Hi, my name is Michelle. I'm currently a storyboard artist, soon to be assistant episodic director at Tonka House, and I'm currently also in the midst of publishing a graphic novel with Penguin Random House. And the reason why I'm part of this collaboration is because, of course, other than just the series of events that have occurred this year and like throughout history. It's been super enraging and saddening, but I've also come to realize that even as an Asian American, I have a certain amount of privilege that I would never be able to understand what the Black community will have to go through. And I feel like I start to feel helpless just as an individual, and there's not much I could do physically, but I do have this skill of art that I can offer and do something with. And the fact that there's this opportunity where we can all collectively collaborate and use our artistic voices, I felt like was a great way that we can do something to help impact like society and help people want to also support the Black community and move everything in society forward. I feel like working on this project also helps me learn to become not just a better artist or collaborator, but a better supporter to the Black community and a better ally, and just learning to be able to communicate that type of expression through our artwork and have it be clear so that other people who might pick up this book one day might just, one of our artworks will be able to communicate to them, and they will also feel that urge and need to help with the Black community as well. But yeah.
Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you, Michelle.
All right, Crystal, you're up next.
Crystal and your dog. Bring your dog up.
Oh no, did Crystal freeze?
Did she freeze?
I'm an artist. Oh,
all right, no, you're good. You're good. You're in.
Okay, I'm Crystal Cohen. I'm the visual development artist from Blue Sky Studios. And the reason why I think this project is super important to me is because, like, the reason why I chose this career is because I want to do something different. Like, everyone watches cartoons, watches movies, and then everyone reads comics or picture books. So we watch all this stuff when we're kids, and then we learn things from it. And I feel like I can show the kids or the people what I want to say through the art I make. And I feel I have the responsibility to say the right things. So, and then the things to make the world a better place. And this project is such an amazing opportunity for it. And there's so many amazing artists in the industry being part of this project. And then this really makes the voice really powerful. And so that's why I'm super glad I can be part of this project and get a chance to really make something different.
Thanks.
Love you, Crystal.
All right, Teju.
You're gonna get through everybody. Yeah.
I'm Teju. I'm an illustrator at Hallmark Cards and a painter all the other time. And this project is important to me because I too am Black. And I like didn't realize it, but like growing up, all the artists that I look up to, like not Black people, the artists that I'm taught about, not Black people. Like you go to school, like no Black people are there. And it's like getting the, like when I heard about this project, I'm like, this is great because I have something I want to say. And it's like, I'm young, I'm new to the industry. I don't have a lot that I can say about a lot of things, but I can say something about this. So I'm happy about that.
Excellent. You do have a lot to say.
Yes, and it's been great.
Yes.
Wesley, you're next.
Hi, everyone. I'm Wesley Fu. I'm a story artist at Pixar. And why I wanted to participate in this project is because it was an opportunity to kind of sidestep from my day job and just working on animated features, but take the time and space to use and apply my efforts and thinking and skills to speak to something, to speak to the racial injustice in this country, and try and contribute that way and to echo kind of what everyone is saying. And also just like get the opportunity to collaborate within my industry and community on something that's direly important. And if there's even a little bit that I can contribute to and speak to on this project, that is great. And if not, there's 99 other artists and amazing pieces that you can enjoy. So yeah.
Thank you. Alone.
Hi, everyone. I'm Aloni from China. I'm freelance artist and currently work with the Procreate team as the illustrator. The reason I participate this project, I used to think I live in a very small world and other people and other things had nothing to do with me. I haven't ever cared about what was happening in the race and what was happening in Black lives culture or something until COVID-19 break out, and it makes me deeply believe that people are connected together. I wanted to express my voice in the painting and speak some voice, some opinion, what is happening in this special year. For me, this is very beginning of consciousness. I started to focus on other people and also started to care about something. Thank you.
Thank you, Alon.
Thank you.
Alon is with us literally from China, and what is it, 6 a.m. at this point over there. And Don, take it away.
Well, am I the last one?
You are the last one.
You are the last one.
Everybody answer. I'm just going to take what everybody said and just feel it. But my name is Don Dixon. I'm an animator at Real Effects here in Dallas, Texas. I also recently started my own company, Script Creative, which is an LLC. I'm super stoked about that.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. And I got involved in this project because it was doing something that I was already trying to do myself, which is use art to process just the craziness and the sadness that was going around. The only difference was this project was like when all the characters come together in Voltron to become a giant super robot. Like that's what this felt like to me. It was a reminder of what I love the most about our industry, which is that we come together and we support one another. This was a bigger version of that. And I feel like through one of the most powerful things through art is showing empathy and teaching empathy. As artists, that's what we're doing. And I feel like this work is going to teach a lot of people empathy, and it makes the best debater because art just stares at you right in the face and doesn't back down. And those ideas, those emotions, that empathy comes across, and that's why I joined this project.
Awesome. Thanks, John. All right, so we don't have a ton of time, but I feel like we can at least try to get into a bit about our process and, getting into word groups and what that was like for everyone, and just the exploration and discovery phase that we went through, right? There was a lot of conversation in all the different groups, and some words were much more difficult and emotional for artists. Some towards the end of the book, obviously it's hopeful and we're talking about change in the future, but reflecting on the past and the history, that definitely became a much more difficult subject matter to tackle. So anyone want to chime in just in terms of like what it was like meeting with your group, right? Like we also did this in a virtual space. No, as I said before, like half of us have never met in person before.
And it was always after hours, right? It was always after hours at night at the latest time. And so
yeah, there were nights that I was up until like 1 a.m. my time, right? Like with these groups meeting because I couldn't start until 9:30 at night till my kids were in bed.
Yeah. I think it was, it was definitely something I think we all really, really passionately wanted to do. For me, I think like I would have a Zoom meeting for work end at 6. And then like skip right into our group meetings where we're discussing what to do with the book. And I think it was definitely a challenge, but I think that, it was worth it. I think we spent a lot of time really discussing what the book should be, who we wanted to be involved with it, how to structure the book. We really put a lot of thought into making sure that, the book wasn't overly overly, I guess, sensitive, but that at the same time, like it takes into account, you know, the seriousness of the tone of the subject matter. We wanted to really kind of highlight, you know, Black voices, and you know, the idea again that you know, these struggles are all of our struggles, and that we have to, each of us, work together if we're going to solve the problem. So, you know, not just having, you know, Black artists, but you know, having everyone, you know, making sure that we did have Black artists. That was a really big thing. It was a challenge. We all reached out to you know, great artists that we know, and I think we were really able to put a really strong, solid group together.
Jerry, you were with us at the very beginning, right? You were there.
Yeah, yeah. I think I missed the very first meeting, but after that, I was there, and you know, Penny and I were there really, you know, the whole time. All, you know, having those late after dinner meetings. I guess it wasn't as bad as what was going on with Deb, because you know, we have California time on our side, but yeah, it was really cool seeing, you know, all the faces really focused, you know, on creating something special.
I was gonna say, like one of the really refreshing and great things, because you know, this project is called Art of Change, and one thing that was refreshing was seeing everybody's ideas, and they weren't the same ideas that we're used to always seeing. Like, because whenever a project is done involving to do with, you know, Blackness, whatever it may be, we always kind of have the same like narrative per se. So it's like this book is going to bring like a different, refreshing narrative to different ideas, different things that have happened, and maybe, you know, a lot of things that people didn't know. And that was great too. In the meetings, a lot of people were learning new things, you know, like especially the people who are not Black. They, you know, there's a lot of research that they had to do, and a lot of you know, like they mentioned a lot. Some of the topics were very emotional and tough, and you know, how did they feel about it, and how do we as Black artists feel about, you know, non-Black artists and their ideas. And you know, like Donna mentioned, you know, when artists come together, you know, we all support each other, and that's kind of what we did. Like whatever ideas people had, we supported them, you know, and we helped them if they needed it. But for the most part, that was what was really refreshing, like just seeing all these brand new ideas, and like you guys are gonna be really excited, like once the book is done, for sure.
Yeah, I think it was really cool to have like you know, different artists come together and say, you know, these are my ideas, this is what I think, and like really talk through that, so we could you know, have an honest, open discussion about you know, the actual situation in the world, the actual state of sort of like race and racism, and you know, what each of our art pieces kind of spoke to about that. I think that was something that was really special.
I think there is something very community based about it, especially when I was amongst people who wanted to be purposeful in this moment, in the sense that some people needed to heal after everything happened, and some people needed to find purpose and action. And it was just nice to be amongst people who similarly wanted to be proactive in this moment, especially creatively. And it was great to be able to discuss through that forum, see how other people were thinking and feeling through their art. And I think that was one of the best parts about being in the groups, and seeing people's interpretations, and seeing how people were manifesting their healing and manifesting their thoughts, especially through their sketches and their process and their art.
There definitely were tough moments through the creation of subjects. Somehow I got all the tough words. Deb got all the happy words, but I got all the tough words. And what was interesting was the listening mechanism, how everybody listened.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I really wanted to compliment those, especially those artists who aren't Black, for their courage in this process, because these are some of these subjects are really tough for, even when you're speaking to the quote unquote choir. you know, this is something that, like, for me as a Black artist, living with this, you know, my entire life, I don't feel, I feel like I have the mechanism of not being afraid to produce artwork that's sensitive to what do you call it? I feel like I can produce artwork and not have to worry about what the perceived what do you call it, insensitivity that can come from producing artwork like this, that deals with pain and deals with oppression and slavery and that sort of thing. You know, but it's for me, it's truly inspiring, and I even get emotional when I see you know, other artists who are not Black, who are putting themselves out there to support Black lives.
And to learn, right? Aaron, people had to go and do research. Like, there was no prescription here. There was no prescription. You had to go do the research and discover what was right for you as an artist and what was right for the narrative.
Yeah, just to piggyback that, it goes back to what I was saying about empathy and seeing non-Black or people of color make artwork for this project. It shows the power of empathy, and that just because you don't grow up a certain way, you can still have an understanding of what other people are going through. And that lesson goes from being Black, from being a woman, from being disabled. It goes on, and it really is that first seed to fixing a lot of the problems that we have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, it's funny. I've just noticed, because I think Tasia brought it up, that, you know, when she was growing up, all the artists she looked up to weren't Black and everywhere in school. And then as a professional, as an animator, I always expected to be the only Black animator in every studio, because that's just how it was. And I've just noticed, like, this might be the most Black people I've worked with, like, since I've been in the industry. So
hey, we worked together for
me and Don work together. So usually other Black animator I've worked with, but like over 10 people, it's like I just realized, like, oh yeah, it's the first time I worked with like more than 5-10 people at one time virtually. So that's interesting. Like, you know, we're doing the art of change and we're going forward, and hopefully that would transcend into every studio where we do have not just the one Black guy or Black female in the, you know, in that said studio. Like, there will be, you know, more at the table kind of thing.
We could have set a record, Leon, for this project. Like, we should count to find out.
Very true.
In this industry, we might have made a record for sure.
Yeah. Well, I like what you guys are talking about. It's important, especially for me, to come out, you know, being a little bit introverted and always behind your heart. And what people see is either something you directed or something you wrote, but just coming out and say, I support this was really important for me. And I hope to my very heart that it's not a subject that we'll have to discuss in the future. It's, you know, I appreciate what you guys mentioned, because I feel interpreted by this, but also I think it's important to you know, just support you guys. And while doing this book, even my word was really joyful. I found so many injustice just in research alone, to get the facts right, to get these things which I was trying to find. I mean, this all has to change, and I hope it's inspiring other artists and new stories to come up, you know, and we'll be the ones to bring them forward. I sure hope. Thanks, guys.
Benoit. If anyone from the audience has any questions, feel free to type it into the Q&A section, and we'll do our best. Oh, look, that one came up.
Can you see the Q&A?
Yeah, I want to know how to stay connected. You want, Justin, you're asking how to stay connected to the book. We're going to be launching the Kickstarter tomorrow. Actually, Dawn, do you want to maybe just pull up that information quickly?
Maybe Justin
so
wants to
also,
yeah.
Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook all have our social pages set up. It's Art of Change 2020.
2020.
It's our handle. And
this is just a look at some of the artists that are in. This is all going to be on the Kickstarter tomorrow, so you can see the people and their art, but not everything is there just yet, but it's a good collection of the artists who are involved. So we're all really proud to be a part of this book and to bring it to its next level.
Mm-hmm.
So the Kickstarter starts 11/23. Are there any more questions, Deb?
Someone just said, how can we help promote the book? Please do. Follow us on social, any social media, and just continue to share. I will be sharing a lot over the month through our Kickstarter campaign. So please continue to share and post and tell people to help support the Kickstarter. We need to raise, $50,000 just to put the book out there. But we also would like to make sure that our artists get paid, which is our first stretch goal. So, and hopefully we do more than our initial run of 500 books. That's our hope.
Any last words from anybody before we have, how many minutes? 6 minutes until a question comes up, but does anyone else want to say anything?
Oh, we got another question. Unless anyone was about to say something. You mentioned animators will contribute art to the book. I was wondering, will they get to see any animation or motion graphics based off the book? Not at the moment. This is a flat, regular hardcover book. But where this goes, we don't know. Like this whole project has been discovery from the beginning, and we have evolved and changed and adjusted. So should the need come for moving graphics, moving animation, we'll go there.
Maybe that's a good idea for a stretch goal.
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We do want a 2D animator though to do a little 2D animation in the book. I'll just put it out there, see what comes forward. But
yeah.
We had talked about doing a little
it's still in the zeitgeist. So we're just waiting for you guys to get your part done, and then we're like, oh yeah, don't forget the little footnote. We're gonna do a little footnote animation. So we didn't want to over inundate you, but getting the thumbnails out of you guys is like, okay, no, I'm just kidding.
It's no secret. We're all artists. We know.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
we
I
already know what time it is.
I was on time.
Me too. I was on time. I was early.
Well, it's been really an honor and a pleasure to work with all of you on this book. And we're so excited. It's been multi-months, right? We're all been coming on these late night calls to try to figure out what this thing is. And we're here. So we are about to launch. And thank you, all of you. Thank you. Couldn't have done it without you guys.
Yes.
Thank you, Dawn and Deb.
Yeah, seriously, thank y'all.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Dawn and Deb. You guys are amazing. We really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you to everyone. This I know that Dawn and I started the seed of the idea, but this book would have never been anything without every single person who is a part of this book. That is all the artists, but it's also including all of our production and everyone, marketing, PR, and everyone that's helping us right now push this book forward. So I just want to give a big thank you to everyone, because this is such a group community project. So
100%. All right, 3 minutes to go. We give you 3 minutes back. Tina, we're going to give you 3 minutes back.
Oh, that's too kind. I don't know. I really like hearing about this project.
You got a question? Questions, yeah. Answer a last question or two.
Well, okay. How about what was your favorite part about putting this whole thing together? I mean, we know it's born out of like a big problem, but you've brought together a huge community. What's the best part that you've encountered through doing this project?
For me, it's the empathy, people listening. We don't have no one had the answers. So everybody was part of the answer.
Yeah.
I think for me, it was just, having the opportunity to work with all these artists and getting to be a part of something that is really special. I think that's really been the thing, like sometimes the meetings in the evening were tough. But I think all of that was part of it. It creates, the memory of, just putting something valuable together.
Yeah. I mean, for me, bringing a group of people together and making an effort to create change is what's so meaningful, because I just like in May, I felt so helpless that me as a single human being, I didn't know what to do, but bringing everyone together to hold hands together and say, we're all doing this together and we're gonna make noise to create change. That's a huge inspiration for me.
One more minute, make it count. Michelle? Wesley, Michelle?
I just wanted to say thank you for all like organizing this, because I just think, again, it's just a really empowering opportunity for artists who honestly are also sometimes like that type of career is kind of viewed down upon sometimes by others. But I'm really glad that we're doing something that is really going to do something beneficial to society, and our skill is just not something that's going to waste.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed. Someone just asked, what are the non-animators contributing to the book? And we have PR, we have a producer, we have another producer. So we have other people that were working on the book from a logistics perspective and helping us move things along, and writers.
But also, I mean, there's people outside of art, right? Biz dev artists, illustrators.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah.
There aren't just animators, right? Yes. It's fine art. We have fine art. We have illustration. Exactly.
It was a vague question, anonymous attendee. I'm just going to say that. That's a little vague question there. Is someone kicking us out yet or no?
I feel bad because we had you guys start kind of late, but.
Well, if you have any more questions, we're happy to answer them.
Daniel, I love what you just said. Make good trouble.
Mm-hmm.
You're absolutely right. Good trouble.
There was a question about what other names did you think of for the book project by Daniel Chit?
What other names?
We never really had one.
Yeah, we had like a short list, but it was sort of like once Art of Change kind of got put on the list. I mean, literally, it was like maybe 10 other names, like in a brainstorm, and Art of Change was like, yep, that's it. It's like I feel like it's like when you're naming your child. It's the same thing. Like you can name like a million names, but like it's the one that like just feels right. And it was just, yes, this feels right. This is the one. And luckily we landed at it pretty early.
Well, panelists, thank you for taking your Sunday to be with us.
Yes.
Super good. Go back to work, get us your artwork. So get going, because some of you have not turned it in yet. And follow us tomorrow. We are about to launch. So wish us luck, all of us luck, and spread the word. Yes.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for coming.
Thank you. Thank you so much, CTN Burst Guy, Studio One.
That's my name.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, CTN, and thank you everybody who came to participate and watch us, and hopefully, promote and buy the book.
Help us out, people.
Keep an eye out tomorrow. We're launching tomorrow.
Kickstarter tomorrow.
Yep.
Thank you.
Like all of our Facebook.
Thank you,
Thank
Malone.
you. Thank you.
Thank
Nice
you.
to see you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, people.
Thank you.
Who are you? Can I know your name?
I'm Matt.
Hey, Matt. Thanks so much for your help. That was super smooth.
Oh, thank you. We're still live.
Super smooth. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Stay safe. See you live one day.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, take care. Bye.
Bye.